Good morning, one and all, and welcome to the latest Laughing Place TV Disney news update, something we do here every morning and whenever news breaks at Laughing Place TV. My name is Doobie Mosley, co-founder of Laughing Place, the sole creator with help of Laughing Place TV, and good friend, being presumptuous, of our managing editor over there, Kyle Burbank. Would you call me a good friend?
I think we're good friends, yeah.
Oh, that makes me feel good. No matter what happens today now, my day is made. Thank you.
There you go.
That's
we can now see each other in person, but once every other year or so, but
But we see each other this way literally every weekday. All right, so let's get started here. We're going to get started, as we always do, with the morning stock price of Disney, because even if all you care about is the parks or the movies, none of it happens without the moolah. So Kyle, being our financial editor, I will let him know that the S&P right now is up about 1%. Tell me, how is Disney doing today, Kyle?
I'm going to say they're also up, probably not too much more than the market, but I think, we had that dip after Avatar, and Avatar is holding on okay. Cameron says it's going to be profitable, so I think maybe 2% at most. 1.8.
This is why you're a financial guy. And once again, if you had invested money this morning, already you'd be up 2%. This is how you get rich quick, right, Kyle?
Not financial advice. We need a little banner.
Me too. I should have that come up right after we do that. All right, we are going to get started. We just got started. Next up is our morning weather report. Kyle, in addition to being our financial man, is our weatherman. Kyle, what's going on around the country and the world?
Well, starting with Anaheim, you'll see them on this map here. General thunderstorms. It's going to be a pretty rainy day in Anaheim once again. Starting this afternoon, it'll begin raining, so that's going to keep the temperatures around 60 degrees for most of the day, and it should get heavier rain into tomorrow, it sounds like. Over in Orlando, surprisingly, not thunderstorms. Weird to see thunderstorms in Anaheim and not in Florida. This is just weird. But Orlando, sunny and clear with highs in the mid-70s and only 50% humidity. But it will get into the 60s tonight. So if you're like Doobie, be sure to bring a heavy jacket and layers. At Castaway, or, I don't have a way to look up Castaway Key. So this is really Nassau, by the way. But there are highs in the upper 70s and likely a few showers in the early afternoon. We have a special entry here, apropos of nothing, in Dublin, Ireland. It is mostly cloudy with temperatures in the 40s Fahrenheit. Moving over to Paris, they are expecting showers to begin a little bit, basically around this time over there. But those will continue, should taper off later into the night. So if the parks are open late, then it might clear up. There's also about in the 40-degree range. Tokyo, it is sunny. It will be sunny tomorrow, and it'll start off about 40 degrees when the parks open. It'll get near 50 by lunch, but then it'll cool back down. Shanghai, nice sunny day. Highs in the low 60s tomorrow, but part of the day, most of the day will be somewhere in the 50s because the highest in the 60s. And then finally, Hong Kong, there'll be light rain and showers expected throughout the day with temperatures in the mid-60s.
Thank you very much. So the winner today is Florida. Florida always has the best weather, so which is why I want to live there.
There you go.
Thank you, Kyle. That was the weather. And when we were talking about stock, you mentioned Avatar is hanging on. Monday, box office Monday. Avatar had a $45 million weekend here in the U.S., now taking it over $500 million in U.S. gross. That ain't bad. It also has passed $1.7 billion internationally, making it the 7th highest grossing film ever internationally. So Avatar has fins. As you said, the stock price seems to be recovering from the initial Avatar Way of the Water hit as the movie continues to swim along. And Kyle still hasn't seen it.
I still haven't seen it. I haven't seen the second place finisher, Megan, which I know you're excited to see.
I'm very sad I did not get to see that this weekend. I will see this movie. And then next weekend is The Plane. So I got to see that.
The plane.
My movie queue is getting large. I need to take care of this. Hello, 80. How you doing? We are live, so we love your hellos. And if you have any questions or comments on anything we're discussing here, anything going on in the world of Disney, this is a great place to bring them up. Okay. Man, we've been talking about this one for a while. And let me make sure we don't have it on our site yet. I think we do. No, we don't. So we will reference it from our good friends over at the Disney blog that Black Panther Wakanda Forever finally gets its release. We've been talking about this for a while. First, people thought it was going to be January 20th, and then people thought it was going to be February 1st. I guess it appeared on Disney Plus for a short time as February 1st and then disappeared. But now, finally, the press release has come out. It is February 1st. Black Panther Wakanda Forever will come to Disney Plus, and on February 7th, it will come to 4K Ultra HD, Blu-ray, and DVD. They still sell DVDs?
They still sell DVDs, yeah. Some people just have DVD players. Can you show that again real quick? I love this. We tend to, if we're going to buy a Marvel movie, get the Steelbook, which is usually at Best Buy. And this one looks really pretty. I really like that artwork there, both inside and outside.
Cannot remember the last time I bought physical media of any sort.
You can't hug a stream, dude.
I bought a book at D23 Expo just because it's about Columbo and it's by my friend David Koenig. But wow, a CD or a Blu-ray? No.
We have all of Phase 4 on Blu-ray. Phase 3, sorry. 4, not 4. 3.
Do you actually watch them?
It's more about the art. I mean, we have the digital downloads. So before like the Spider-Man ones are kind of key since those aren't on Disney Plus. So Spider-Man, really.
Okay, I can see that if the artwork's good. I know some people buy vinyl because of the pretty artwork, but the problem is it's not that it doesn't look great. It does, and obviously when you have it physically, they can't take it away from you unless you have DivX. But it's that I don't want to get off my butt to watch a movie. I just want to press some buttons. Plus the cloud aspect, the fact that it doesn't matter where I am, I can watch it. Tony says, I have been told that Blu-ray DVD combo packs exist still so the DVD can be used in car player. Okay. Although I'm a little surprised cars still have DVDs and they haven't upgraded to Blu-ray as well or just streaming. But thank you for that info. And speaking of Marvel movies that are coming out in some form or another, that for a segue. Kyle, how excited are you to see this tonight?
Yeah, this trailer will be debuting tonight during the college championship game or whatever it's officially called. But this poster has already debuted, and I think it looks pretty cool. You see Kang there in the shadow on the left, and then you got so here's the thing. You have Ant-Man, Wasp, and then you have Cassie, who in the comics has been known as both Stature and another name that's more insect-based. And Mac will tell me if he's watching, but I forgot what it is. So we don't know what her name is. Stinger? Who knows? Anyway, there's a couple of different names. We don't know which hero name she'll go by quite yet. Or if she'll even get one in this movie, for that matter.
See if I can do some research and find out that insect
Cassie Lang is her name.
Yeah. No, this is a long article for Cassie Lang, so not going to happen. Tony, if you know, that'd be helpful.
You think Tony knows about Marvel comics?
No, but he may have time to read the article.
Okay.
Have second thought. Is he on the clock now?
Yeah.
Yeah, Tony, don't bother. All right. Walt Disney World Marathon was this weekend, and boy, I should have done my job and looked up the winners. I'm going to do that right now.
There are a couple stories on Walt Disney World News about one of the winners, and then some other participants. They always like to focus on some interesting stories. Like I saw there was like an 80-year-old that participated or something like that.
Does anything make you feel more useless in the world than an 80-year-old finishing a marathon while I am sitting on my butt watching Megan or football?
I don't know. I don't feel exactly useless. More power to them, but it's not for everyone.
You are you have better self-esteem than I do, apparently. All right, Dos Santos. Here we go. Where's this from? DisneyDiary.com. We are happy to share you with the world. You guys have this picture, the first one I found. Make sure it's from this year. Here we go. Here are our marathon winners this year. Daniel Dos Santos of Brazil and the female winner, Catherine Carguillo of Salem, New Hampshire. Congratulations to you both. But what I wanted to show was, as we've talked about before, doing these races at Disney is just so cool because it's so much more than just the run. It's running through the parks, it's seeing the characters, and then there's this, which I'd never seen before, and my morning TikTok stroll around across it. So let's watch this. I thought this was pretty cool. This is running the marathon. This is actually a 5K, but it was from Marathon Weekend. Tell that was Spaceship Earth in the background with the light pattern going up. That'll inspire you.
Yeah, gospel choir singing Queen. It's pretty fun.
And I wonder, what choir is that? Is that the employee choir taking a break from Candlelight?
Well, Candlelight would be over, right? Or
yeah.
Okay.
It's over. Yeah.
I don't know. They usually, so maybe, I don't know about Florida as much as Anaheim. I know that they call on like local bands and choirs and all sorts of cheer squads and stuff to come out. So I don't know if this might be a group local to Central Florida. Doesn't necessarily need to be cast members.
And man, that's dedication too, because they were up early to see the sun wasn't even up yet, and they were.
Yeah.
Luke says it's either Freaky Girl or Vince Vaughn. Did that help you at all?
No. Does that mean that those are the people that won the marathon? I could see Vince Vaughn running a marathon.
See, I thought he was talking about the Cassie from Quantum Mania.
I was talking about the character's superhero name in the comics. And I don't think Vince Vaughn is.
You're saying Vince Vaughn is a possibility.
He's probably talking about something that I forgot that we said.
And Luke, I saw there was some Doctor Who news, Luke. I didn't understand it.
There is.
Doctor Who.
Some casting announcements for the new episodes. And because it's for the new episodes, it means it's Disney related.
Which is so exciting. I will watch the first Disney produced Doctor Who episode, which will be the first time I've ever seen Doctor Who. And I probably will realize why I've never watched Doctor Who, but give it a fair shot, and I would love to be wrong. Do you know why today is special, Kyle?
Because there's a fire truck going by? No, I don't know why today is special.
He's making a dumb Freaky the Movie joke. Does this make more sense to you now?
Nope.
Because
the girl is probably in Freaky, so he's saying it could be Vince Vaughn because they swap bodies.
We need more information, Luke. Help us out.
It's like Freaky Friday, except.
Why is it special, Emily? Is that what you're answering? You know why today is special? Today is special because today is the official end of the holidays. Some people think it ends on New Year's Day, the day after New Year's. Nope, it ends when Disney finally says the holidays are over. And so all the holiday stuff is now done at Disneyland, except on Imagine Holiday, which got 3 extra weeks this year, right, Kyle?
For some reason.
Because Small World, something to do with Small World. So India's closed now. That's the big deal. It is going down.
I thought you said India. Like India's closed? I don't know what that means.
India, and Indiana are all closed as of today. They're all going under refurb. They will reopen with new names and very boring decor. That's Jazz Kitchen. Sorry. Indiana Jones Adventure, the Temple of the Forbidden Eye. No one going down for its refurbishment today. Quite a long refurbishment. And we are all wondering what is going to happen. There was a rumor of a new snake, and then that rumor perhaps was debunked, but there is no new snake, and we don't know. We'll find out. But this is the season of the refurb. So if you're planning your trips to Disneyland, Disney World, make sure you check out what's going to be open, what's going to be down for refurbishment, because this is the quiet time. You know how it's the quiet time?
I was gonna say, remember when there was an off season? Like I remember going to Disneyland like the first week in January, and we got to experience all of the holiday stuff, but with like none of the crowds, and it was fantastic. And now there is no such thing.
No such thing. And I think it's funny that the off season starts today, whatever is the off season, and in 2 weeks, a brand new attraction opens up and they kick off Disney 100 at Disneyland. So there is no off season. They want it to be full every single day. Thank you, Disney. I forgot to mention something when we were talking marathon stuff. So of course, when you finish the 5K, the 10K, the half marathon, the full marathon, you need to relax. Theme Park Express, really good theme park vlog. Run Disney Sailing of Disney Wish is 100% of capacity. Lots of runners on board the sailing taking part in the Castaway Key Challenge. So yes, they did have a cruise immediately after the marathon that a lot of marathoners are doing. They have a race on Castaway Key that's making it part of the Castaway Key. They're calling it the Castaway Key Challenge. And here's some pictures of boarding the ship over at Port Canaveral this morning. Captain Mickey reports his ship is full. Unfortunately, upgrades are not available. Yeah, these people are the luckiest people in the world. They're about to get on a Disney cruise ship. What else is going on this morning? How was your weekend, Kyle?
It was pretty good. We didn't do a whole lot.
Do you pay attention to Disney much over the weekend, or you kind of take that as your chance to get away from things?
I do if I have to. You know, sometimes we switch CEOs on a Sunday night, and then I kind of have to hop into action. But I try to stay away from work if I can.
Good move. So I was going to ask if any Disney stories popped up on your radar over the weekend, but apparently not.
I don't think so. Let me scroll through my messages. Well, we got some new. I know Becca and I were talking about. They released some more Munchlings today on Shop Disney, and they had teased them ahead of time. And we were trying to guess what some of them are because they don't really tell you exactly even which characters they are. And we're mostly right. We guessed one of them wrong. I think ours was actually better. But then also some of the dishes. You're like, I guess that's what that is, but whatever.
These are the garden munchlings they call them?
There's a couple different munchlings released today. There's one set that one's like savory and one's like sweet treats, I think is the idea of what they went for. There's a Donald elote corn, which is that one might be my favorite. That one's in the savory one. There's some photos on our Twitter, I think, if you go there.
Okay, yeah, I'm like, I know I've seen these from us, and I can't find them. So, go ahead, I'll find them.
Yeah. So, but there was one that is actually a King Louis with banana. It's a King Louis banana bread right there. We were thinking Rafiki at first because like a Santa Sana squash banana, but I guess
this guy
went with King Louis, the banana bread one in the bottom left.
Yeah. Why can't you see my mouth? Oh, weird. Okay, so the bottom, that's actually King Louis.
Yeah, and then Piglet and Daisy, Minnie, White Rabbit, and Angel, and that's not just some sort of berry thing. That's an acai bowl apparently. So.
And these are actually edible.
No, I think they're scented. Can you also show the other one, the savory one, because that one has my favorite. There's the elote corn, and then there's also a Mike Wazowski, which I thought so in Tokyo they sell a Mike Wazowski melon bread, but instead of just making that, they decided this is like an avocado bagel that they made Mike Wazowski. But yeah, look at that Donald, that elote corn on the cob.
That is so adorable, and with a little handle on the bottom.
Yes, I want that. Which I think these are blind bagged, so you won't know which one you're getting. Which I hate.
My wife was talking about how, we've gone from no touching merchandise to putting your nose up to a package to try to make sure you get the right munchling.
Yeah, if you go to the parks, I feel like I could probably identify that Donald one, but ordering off of Shop Disney, I'm not going to be able to. I'm not going to take the risk. I like some of these other ones, but I'd be pretty disappointed if I didn't get Mike or Donald. Maybe Pooh Bear, because I like Pooh Bear, but the other ones are just like only okay.
No, these are all cute, except Bambi. Bambi's kind of boring.
It is. Was that like a lettuce wrap?
Yeah.
Deer? It's a venison lettuce wrap?
I would like to think because it's Bambi, they're just focusing on the lettuce, and it's, you're not actually eating Bambi. That's disgusting.
Okay.
I'd like to think. Avocado makes sense for Mike. And Broken Jeremiah got the Disney 100 tumbler. Way to go. All right, those are cute. And so we're talking food now. That's good. Did you know that today is National Pizza Week? Which makes no sense. Did you know that yesterday started National Pizza Week?
I did not, but good to know.
Running, I don't know when it actually runs.
Now, why does pizza get a whole week? I know the answer. People just make this stuff up. It's kind of stupid.
No. Try to give a more in-story answer.
And more in-story answer. The reason that pizza gets a week is because you need to eat a slice every day, like it's Hanukkah. The pizza lasted for 8 days.
Pizza's deserving, though. It's so. I mean, it is universally agreed that pizza is the best food in the world, right?
Yes.
Okay. So it makes sense that, and there's so many different kinds. You got your thin crust. So like maybe New York style pizza gets a day and Chicago pizza gets a day, but pizza as a whole gets a week.
I like that.
Okay. So a while ago, as I typed it, Kyle said it. 1 slice per day, depending on the size of the pizza. So a while ago, this was actually from 4 days ago, we did this article, Celebrate National Pizza Week at Disneyland Resort, Disney World Resort. That is not actually the article I wanted to see. So give me 1 second.
No problem. But we were talking about pizza on the show last week and the best place to get a slice, and I couldn't think of anything good. So hopefully this will set us straight.
All right. This is the article I wanted. Back in 2017, we took it upon ourselves to do the best pizzas in Disneyland, Disney World, and other Disney destinations. And I say this holds up. So you tell me if you disagree with anything here. This picture is from Via Napoli. The best traditional pizza, Via Napoli, at Italy's Epcot. These prices may be a little bit out of date. But you're okay with the Via Napoli as a classic slice of pizza?
Yep.
Best breakfast pizza, Trail's End Breakfast Buffet. They used to have maybe they still have a breakfast buffet. I hope they still have this pizza. I love this thing with the eggs, and it's thankfully vegetarian. Big fan. Are you a breakfast pizza kind of person, or not the time?
I don't think I've ever had breakfast pizza. I don't usually like eggs, so that's usually not going to be on there. I do want to point out Gio's comment because CC's ripped off Dreamfinder for their commercials, so there is sort of a Disney connection there now.
That is a great point. I forgot about that commercial. I'd love to find that commercial and show that.
I see it all the time on YouTube, honestly, and a lot of the times when I'm watching things, that's one of my pre-rolls. You probably just go to their site because it's like their mascot. I don't know how they haven't gotten sued, but no, it's not that close. It's really close, but I don't think it's suable close.
Oh, we got it. All right, we're going to take a break from going through our pizzas and actually watch this commercial of which Kyle speaks because it is awesome. And if
There's a series of them, but we'll watch one of them.
Share this tab instead. Here we go.
Welcome to CC. Step right this way to my incredible all-you-can-gobble buffet. A wondrous world of extraordinary creations like mac and cheese pizza and a cinnamon roll station. Oh. Pasta and salad dessert. Oh, my lordy. Games for the kiddos and dudes in their 40s. There's plenty to go around. No need for sharing. Everyone's happy, even this Karen. What will we do next? You can bet it's stupendous. Bring your stretchy pants to CC's where the pizza abilities are endless.
Even this Karen.
He's so hip. He's cooler than Dreamfinder. He's with it.
That is so hilarious. Too bad the pizza at CC's is pretty terrible.
I never had CC's. Their mac and cheese pizza looks good, but there's another place in town that we go to. We get a mac and cheese pizza with some buffalo sauce on it.
We went one time. You know, I could handle it. Pizza.
I can read ahead.
What?
I was just saying I can read ahead. You don't need to finish the story.
Oh. I thought it was okay. I mean, you know, terrible, but passable.
Okay.
Rebecca was not a fan. So we once went to Disney on Ice far, far away. And when we left, I don't think we've ever been so hungry as we were leaving that Disney on Ice. And the first thing we came across was a CC's. For some reason, I call it Chi-Chi's. And my wife said, no, we are not going there. I don't care how hungry we are. We are not going to CC's Pizza. Anyway, so how do we get to CC's? Because of breakfast pizza, which Kyle is not a fan of, but I have had this many times, and it is spectacular. Pizza in the right atmosphere, Splitsville. Have you been to Splitsville, the bowling alley?
I have not, but there is another pizza that I remind you asked me what I liked at Disney. It would be at Disney Springs. I like Blaze.
I've not done Blaze. They're one of those 90-second pizza places, right?
Sure. Like a build your own, like just walk.
Yeah, build your own.
Yeah.
And then they fire it in just a couple of minutes.
Yep.
Yeah, I like places like that. Mod Pizza I go to a lot.
Pizza Press is better.
I've heard about Pizza Press. That is great, and I haven't done it.
Yeah, I think hopefully it's still there. I know it was across from Disneyland, but I know during the pandemic they were struggling.
So Splitsville, I'm a big fan of their pizza. Had it many times. We used to go to Splitsville a lot when we lived in Florida. My son loves Disney quick service pizza. Most people think it is garbage, but my son absolutely loves it, so it made our list here.
That would be my hack when I was at Disneyland eating in Toontown, going to Daisy's where nobody is. If there's lines everywhere else, you could go to Daisy's and no one.
There's a reason. But if you like it, you like it. Disneyland Pizza, Napolini in downtown Disney. People do love the pizza there. I've heard that repeatedly. Dessert pizza, the peanut butter and jelly pizza. They have this at Goofy's Kitchen at the Disneyland Hotel. And it's funny looking.
I've had that.
You've had this, so were you a fan?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I liked it better than. So they also have a mac and cheese pizza, but I was disappointed because they put like ranch on it. I'm not a fan of ranch.
Well, if you're gonna make a mac and cheese pizza, why don't you just?
Or maybe it was
maybe
it was buffalo chicken pizza. It was something that they put something on it I didn't want. And this is your favorite.
My absolute favorite on this list from the Apollo brunch. Things have changed at Apollo. Brunch is not the way it used to be, but I hear you can still get this pizza. You might have to ask for it. It might not be on the menu, but they will still make you the grape and gorgonzola pizza at Apollo, which is just the most spectacular, non-traditional pizza in the world. So if you're on a Disney ship, all you Disney World marathoners who are catching some LPTV Disney news before you sail away, go to Apollo, get the grape and gorgonzola pizza. Enjoy. Wow, $30 for all you can eat brunch. Times have changed. And your favorite style of pizza again, Kyle?
New York.
New York, traditional, folded and eat it.
Yes, that's a great point. People that sit there and take the slice and eat it like this, I was like, what are you doing? You can fold it. There's a reason that it's made that way so that you can fold it. It's so much more convenient.
What is your opinion of people who eat pizza with a knife and fork?
I am okay with it in certain circumstances. I mean, if it depends on the venue, but yeah, I've definitely done it with reheated pizza, especially where it's so hot that I know I'm going to burn myself. I want to be able to cool it down before I just destroy my mouth. So that's my main goal with the fork and knife.
So your opinion of it is it's okay because you do it.
It's okay in certain circumstances, but most of the time you should just fold it and eat it. If it can't be folded, then it shouldn't be eaten. No,
that's wrong. Okay, Jeannie.
I know you like Chicago.
Jeannie Plus Plus says deep dish is the best. Going back to our Disney Trivia Live Saturday, if you fold a slice of pizza, does that make it a sandwich?
I'm very excited for when you eventually come and visit me and we go to Silver Dollar City and I take you to Emo so you can experience St. Louis pizza.
Me too. And I want to go to Detroit. I like Detroit pizza here, but I'd like to experience actual Detroit pizza. Hopefully they sell it in the airport because I don't really want to go to Detroit, but I would like to try their pizza.
It's a Delta hub. You might end up there.
But the sweet sauce, it's really nice. All right, we've got something special for you guys today. Let me do my prep on my end for it. So we like to have guests here as often as we can. And today we have a first-timer here on the LPTV Disney News Update. She's been with us before on Disney Trivia Live. She is our fantastic correspondent in Disneyland Paris. She is Edith.
Hello.
Edith Gervin. How you doing, Edith?
I'm good. How are you?
Thank you for joining us. What time is it down under right now?
It is 6:30 p.m.
Oh, okay. So
it's okay.
Yeah, usually when we have you for Disney Trivia Live, it's like middle of the night. So
yeah,
you're actually awake this time. That's great.
Yeah, it's a good time.
So I wanted to bring you on because I noticed you wrote a cool article for us over the weekend on the closure of an icon, something that the world treasures almost like no other. And what was and its closing? And what is that, Edith?
That is the Planet Hollywood at Disneyland Paris.
So don't panic. If you're in Florida, theirs is still there.
As the kids say, tell me you don't watch Disney Trivia Live without telling me you don't watch Disney Trivia Live. Edith is in, for those who don't know, she is not down under. For some reason, we refer to her as down under, but she is in Ireland. She's not even in France.
No, she's not in France. She's in Ireland, which is a magical place from which you can see the Sydney Bridge and Alaska.
And the Eiffel Tower.
And the Eiffel Tower, and where it's already Thursday. So, and where I believe to take a ferry to Disneyland Paris only cost 17 Blarney stones. So
yeah, around that. Yeah.
Around that. Thank you for putting up with us, Edith. Okay, so tell us about this place and Planet Hollywood and its closing at Disneyland Paris.
Yeah, so 2 days ago now it closed after 27 years in operation. So almost the entire time Disneyland Paris has been there. And it's a weird thing because the building itself is so big and it's a really big focal point of the studios and Disneyland Paris Resort. So having it gone is going to be really strange.
And obviously they're going to tear down the building itself, right?
Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. There's some rumors about what's happening to the area, but there's nothing concrete yet.
And when was the last time you were actually there?
I was there last in October. I did my farewell goodbye in October, but it was still pretty full even then. I think when the closure was announced, I mean, it's always pretty busy, so it didn't affect the crowds too much. It was still busy right up until the day of closing.
Have you been to any other Planet Hollywoods?
I have not, no.
Okay.
I'm loyal to Paris.
I was going to ask you how it compared to other ones, but I presume it's pretty much the same thing. You go in there, there's props all over the place.
Yeah. I mean, the one in Walt Disney World is obviously much more visually appealing.
In addition to the props, pretty standard fare, as Todd says, at pretty high prices. Is that the way it is in Disneyland Paris? Was that the way it was there too?
So honestly, in comparison to the other restaurants in the village, it was about the same price point. But because most of the restaurants in the Disney Village are Disney owned or like independent, it's Planet Hollywood is one of the only recognizable brands. So I think people would usually go there over some of the other places just because for the same price, at least they know the brand already and they know what to expect.
Now, I know that you are a big collector. We can just see that over your shoulder there. And I now know that's not an open window over your left shoulder. So what item from Planet Hollywood would you love for them to give to you since they're closing?
Like a prop piece?
Yes.
I would love to have some of the celebrity cutouts from the side of the building. There used to be a couple of dozen, and at the time of closure, I think there's maybe 5 left.
And 3 of them were the cast of Twilight.
Of Twilight, yeah. I would love the Twilight ones.
Yeah, every time I go over the past 5 years, they'd be fewer and fewer.
Yeah. When the Jonas Brothers fell off, that's when.
Oh, they're just falling off.
Going down. Yeah.
I didn't know. I thought people were stealing them, like, you know.
No, they were up. They were up on the thing. They weren't really accessible.
So Planet Hollywood, no more. How many of those are left? Is Disney World the last one now? Anybody know?
So there was one at Tom Bradley that I went to with Jeremiah a few years back. I don't know if that one's still there. That one doesn't really count because it's an airport location.
I think there might still be one in Malta. I could be wrong. I'm not sure if that closed recently.
I'm looking at the Wikipedia. As of May 2022, there are 6 restaurants and 5 hotels. And the restaurants it says are Vegas, LAX, Walt Disney World, Malta, Qatar, and New York City.
Yeah, how can I forget about the one in Vegas? There's also a Planet Hollywood hotel in Vegas.
Interesting that Paris isn't on this list, even though it says as of May 2022.
They knew.
This may not be the best source in the world. The other reason we wanted to bring you on, Edith, is you being our Disneyland Paris correspondent, being such an expert in the field. Can you tell us we're so America focused because that's what Americans are. What's going on at the Paris parks this year that people can look forward to?
So this year, I think it's kind of a weird transition year. Obviously, last year we had the 30th anniversary, the huge 30th anniversary. and Avengers Campus. This year's kind of a transition into World of Frozen and the Disney Village rehaul. So a couple of things are actually closing this year, but they will reopen at some point later in the year, bigger and better. So we have We Belong Together, the new Pixar show coming to the studios. That's going to be at some point this year, I think, hopefully summer, maybe a little after that.
And what is that exactly?
It's going to be in the studio theater. It's a big parade of all the favorite Pixar characters, kind of tying into that new area they've rebranded as Worlds of Pixar, which before was just, yeah, there we are. So I think it'll be really good to get more Pixar characters into the parks like that in a show. It's kind of the first of its kind for Disneyland Paris. It's quite rare to get Pixar shows like that.
Is Pixar not as big in France or something?
It is. I think they just are really pushing it more now. Obviously, the studios is being kind of transformed. So now we have Cars. There's already Crush's Coaster, Toy Story Land. So it's really taking a turn into Pixar all over.
Before you continue, I know the Cars retheming of the studio tour is relatively new. How is that? Is that pretty good?
Kyle can answer this.
It saved Catastrophe Canyon, so it's okay. That's one of the few rides Edith and I have done together.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, how cute! Kyle was our Paris Sports on it. Edith came along; he goes there so much. So, okay, what else is coming?
So, similar to what Walt Disney World is doing for their 50th, until September of this year, actually starting today until September is going to be the grand finale of the 30th anniversary. So, as of today, it's bringing back some of the shows like Dream and Shine Brighter. There's meant to be some more surprises throughout the year, some more merchandise. And then
Surprises means merchandise a lot of the time.
Yeah. And then hopefully at some point at the end of the year, Small World will finally reopen. At that point, it will have been closed around 2 years.
Wait, Disneyland is a Small World has been closed for like a year and a half at this point, or a year?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Why?
I think it's due to some reconstruction that has to be done under some French laws. So buildings of a certain age, when they hit 30, have to be reassessed for certain things. And
they do that with people in France too, right? When you get to be 30, they have to reassess you.
Reassess you, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You need to smoke more.
But when it does reopen, it's expected to have the new figures like in Anaheim, the dolls in the wheelchairs. Hopefully some other Disney characters integrated into it. So it'll be interesting to see.
So Small World up until now has not had the Disney characters in Paris?
No.
Would you like to see them there?
I would. I think they're cute in the States.
Have you seen them in person?
I'm fine with it. Yeah.
Okay.
I have a question. What has been your favorite addition, favorite aspect of the 30th anniversary celebration?
The drone show, 100%.
Okay. Yeah, I'd probably say the same, but I think Dream and Shine Brighter is so much fun that ranks really highly for me as well.
Yeah, it comes back today, so excited to see it again soon.
I'll have to look out for TikToks.
Here, Wanda, you mentioned the drone show, and not everyone has seen this. We do have a pretty cool video.
I'm also glad that they kind of revamped it to put the two shows at the front because it was operationally such a mess. I liked the idea of it, but it just didn't work where people are trying to stream down Main Street and then they're like, oh, something else is happening. And then have to
it definitely created a bad bottleneck situation at the end of Town Square when people realized there was more drones happening 5 minutes after the show had ended.
So Edith, I know you Europeans kind of have a snooty nose up attitude towards American anyway, but the fact that you guys get this drone show and we have none.
I couldn't believe it either.
This is so incredible. I'm so jealous. I've never been so jealous of Paris.
But I'm sure when it does come over there, it'll be 10 times better somehow.
Spoken like a true cynical Disney fan. And the castle is so pretty with the projections and the fountains in front and the square trees. Are those square trees as cool in person as they always look in pictures?
Yeah. I love that side of the castle.
Yeah, someday. Anything else coming this year?
At some point, I think towards the end of the year or maybe into the start of 2024, Pizzeria Bellinotte is getting a retheme to Luca, which is more Pixar, but it's very interesting. And it's going to include just an expansion of the restaurant, but it will take in then the neighboring store, Fantasia Gelati. So the whole thing was just going to be one giant restaurant, all Luca themed, which is surprising because I really didn't expect to see Luca in the parks at all, especially in Paris.
It's a great film. That may be my favorite Pixar film, but probably not. But it may be.
So good.
Pretty cool. Awesome. So, anything else? I don't want to cut you off. Anything else you want to mention?
Yeah, no, there's a couple of things. Same day as Planet Hollywood closing, King Ludwig's Castle also closed, but that'll be back open in February, so only a few weeks. But it'll be open as the Royal Pub, so similar concept, but just kind of a redo. And then October 16th is kind of the big day for the 100th celebrations at Disneyland Paris. October 16th is meant to be the big day. That's all the information so far about the 100 celebrations at Paris, but yeah.
So they're celebrating in Paris too? Disney, the company's 100 out there as well?
Yep.
But on the actual like anniversary of the company, and not just some arbitrary date at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
So 2022 has come to an end. I know you're a huge Disney fan, lots of trips. What was your personal 2022 favorite memory, whether it's the parks or a TV show or something really personal, but obviously in the realm of Disney?
I really like Avengers Campus in Paris opening. I thought that was really solid.
Really? Have you been to the one in California?
Not yet, but I've been a few times now to the one in Paris, and it's like shocking that it's the level of quality that it is. It's so
wow, taking a shot at Paris.
Continually.
Do they have the flipping Spider-Man out there too?
Like a real person, not an animatronic, stuntronic.
But he does
But there's
the swing?
Not a big swing, but he does. There's like a stunt show with him and Black Widow and Black Panther.
That would be way cooler.
Yeah, that would be good, but no.
Doing that.
It's still really good. I mean, the entertainment in Avengers Campus Paris is incredible. So good.
One of the awesome things about Avengers Campus at DCA is how they are constantly bringing in new characters. Like the day they appear on a new Disney Plus show. Does it work that way out in Paris as well?
No, but I mean, in comparison, I'm just happy that some of the characters in Avengers Campus have new costumes, or I mean, we have characters now like Groot and Ant-Man, the Wasp, all these characters which we just never saw before in Paris, ever.
And you're a huge Marvel fan?
Yeah, I think it's cool to see them.
Okay.
We do have the Sam Wilson Captain America as well, which is really nice, really cool.
And the other thing I wanted to ask you is what, not necessarily in Paris, but just in the whole world of Disney, what are you personally looking forward to the most in 23?
Just whatever comes out of this 100th anniversary. I think there hasn't been enough details shared yet, but I'm excited to see what will happen.
Okay. I know you're a Star Wars fan. Were you an Andor fan?
I think it's good. Yeah, it's okay.
Ouch, that hurt.
I'm excited for Star Wars Celebration Europe, though. That's this year.
You plan to go to that
London, so.
in London? That's a long ferry ride for you to get there. A couple of
like a 20-minute walk.
Well, Edith, I really appreciate you coming on. We had hoped to have you during the holidays and talk about some of the holidays in Paris, but it just didn't happen. But we do plan to have you on plenty, if that's okay with you.
I'll be here.
As our Paris correspondent, who also is a huge fan of all things Disney. Thanks, Edith.
No problem. Bye, guys.
That was Edith Kelvin from Down Under Ireland joining us live. All right, a few other things I wanted to get to before we have a walk and talk coming up with Jeremiah in about 15 minutes. He's going to be live at the Magic Kingdom with me. But Tony, I hope you're still around. I wish we had this was out back when we last had Tony on, because he is the single biggest World of Color fan in the world, and they recently on TikTok released even more World of Color footage. Let's take a look at the stream. Click play.
Hi, I'm Jennifer, producer for World of Color 1. There's so many special moments in the show, but I think right now Soul is my absolute favorite. The way the fountains dance, the way the music plays out, it's just such a beautiful and different way that we get to play. I've been with World of Color since we were sketching ideas on a napkin. And so it's so exciting to see the show come together, and the show is really spectacular, and I am so excited and can't wait to share it with you all.
It just takes one.
What do you think, Kyle?
It's good. I found that and I was like, Tony, I sent it to him. He's like, should I write about this? I'm like, I guess. Go for it.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. So I have a question for you, Kyle.
Sure.
In your position as managing editor of our site and making the hard call, the hard editorial, especially considering the reputation Laughing Place has. We're not necessarily the first, but we're always accurate.
I mean, we're as accurate as possible. Yeah.
That's our goal.
Yes.
Our goal is not to be the first, not to be the fastest, not to be the most in-depth. Our goal is to be the most accurate.
Yes.
Did you have any hesitation in saying this is teasing a Dumbo pass holder magnet?
It was Luke, so I trusted him.
Okay. I mean, I have no doubt that you're right, but it's just a feather, and it says confirming its magnet will feature Dumbo. So I just thought that was interesting. Anyway, the new pass holder magnet will be coming soon, and it will feature apparently Dumbo, as confirmed by this feather. Tony, is that you wanting to have a word or two to say about World of Color 1? You can take 2 minutes if you want. You have my permission. But you need to show yourself. This is not acceptable.
Yeah, sorry.
Show yourself.
Show yourself. I'm glad we're all there, which is also probably gonna. I have a feeling that might also show up in World of Color at some point. But yeah,
What do you want to say?
I just wanted to say, well, because you said if you're still around, and it just took. I had a little snafu with my magnetic headphones. That was a problem. But I just want to say that Kyle and I called this from the beginning the other day. Like, isn't Soul going to be the best part? And then here's the producer. I really like the Soul scene.
Yeah, I remember you were specifically talking about the band members.
How they use the space, yeah.
Yeah, and they really focus on that in this video. So,
but yeah,
as we said, you're our World of Color expert, Tony. Proving it again.
I'm working on a ranking of everything World of Color. And I also have made it to be the most comprehensive source of all things World of Color in the same sense. And I could already tell this is probably going to be in the top half of that list, just based on that little 30-second TikTok there.
I am truly excited for this show. It is a must-do next time I go to the Disneyland Resort, which I've never said.
Which is funny because you don't like the other one. You don't like the main one.
Saying, they have hyped this one up well for me. They have done their job, and I am excited for this. So.
World of Color 1, successful marketing.
Hey, if no one comes to see it, did it really happen?
Sure.
Magic happens when nobody sees that.
Since I've got you here, Tony, I'm gonna do this while you're here real quick. Pixar Day at Sea is underway, and so there's some people reporting from there, and this is one of the Tao animals that someone tweeted out.
Oh, that's fun. I like that.
Dave Parfit, Adventures by Dad, with a Wally towel animal. You a fan?
I like that. Yeah.
I mean, it's probably one of the easier ones you can.
I was gonna say that's gotta be the easiest towel sculpture I've seen. And what's that class? Because I know they do that as an activity on board, towel folding. But I just want to know what that class would be. Okay, so take a cube, and then take a longer cube, and then roll these two up. And even then, it's not two; it's just rolled up. One of them just halfway. I might do that later, or the next time I go to a Disney hotel pool.
Tag that person with that photo, and then do your own, and then put nailed it, because I'm sure it'll be completely accurate.
Let's do it. I'll do it under Laughing Place's Twitter account, though.
I'm going to send this to you, Tony, on your own time.
Please do. But I'll do it. I'll absolutely do that later on.
All right, thanks, Tony.
Bye, guys.
Back to work for you. So that was the magnet. World of Color 1. Cross goes off the list. There is a new Florida resident weekday ticket offer. I'm sure we're going to be talking about that at our 4 o'clock Disney Park Talk Live, 4 o'clock Pacific. But I just wanted to briefly mention that the off season is here. Discounting has begun. So also wanted to show this, Kyle. You and Becca are really into attire. Are you a fan of this new Matterhorn dress at the dress shop at Disneyland Resort?
It has its
Disney
merits.
Springs. Sorry, Disney Springs. Go ahead.
I said it has its merits. I'm not sure. I like it in theory. I don't know if it's something that Becca would wear. But I like the idea. You could definitely see like the influence. I think it fits. I like that it fits the attraction without being overtly Disney, and that's something that I definitely look for. We like those subtle touches.
When I heard a Matterhorn dress, I expected to see a big giant mountain right here, so that was a nice surprise. Jeremiah, I know, was standing by. It's almost time to get for him. On my morning TikTok, I ran across this video, which I thought was pretty cool. Disney Parks put this out this morning. Actually, Walt Disney World Parks. Is that official? Yeah, it's official. Okay. Walt Disney World Parks Twitter put this out. Soarin' behind the camera. I enjoyed watching it, so we're going to watch it together. 43 seconds. With audio.
It's not official, by the way.
It is not official? Okay. My bad. Thank you for checking that. It is still a cool video.
Yes.
So, just thought that was fun seeing how they filmed Soarin', especially after being on the attraction bazillions of times. And finally, there is no fun. That Downtown Disney story.
Gio has a good joke about the dress.
Yeah, that is good. Kyle, we still don't have any more on that Downtown Disney story that we're chasing, right?
Oh, I haven't seen any updates on that.
Okay.
I mean, it's not going to be that breaking if it hasn't been open for a while.
But there's something going on with the Brea Bakery, and we're working on finding out all the details. All right.
My wife used to work at the La Brea Bakery, not at Downtown Disney, but in Los Angeles. So.
Did you really?
She did.
No, your wife is like a baker, right?
Yeah, she worked at Boardwalk Bakery, and then she left Disney to come marry me and be in California. And her first job out there was at La Brea.
I knew she worked at Boardwalk Bakery, and I always picture her just, $7 but she was actually baking.
Yeah, she started with as part of her college thing. She had an externship at Walt Disney World and she was in the college program. And then when she graduated, asked for a full-time job and was there for almost 5 years.
That is pretty awesome. Hey, does she bake for you regularly then?
She made she's been watching Ted Lasso, so she made some shortbread, and then she made some frosting that she put a little bit of stout in, so we have short and stout.
You guys are so adorable. So nice to meet you. She's never baked for me. I'm just throwing that out there. One last bit of news that just came this morning. There was a new exclusive print for Disneyland Resort Magic Key holders, and it's adorable. Seems to go along with Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
I think it's adorable. I know people still really don't like this style of Mickey and Minnie, but I get what they're saying, but I think that looks great, and I think the cartooniness of it makes sense. Like, I think it's fine to have different versions of the character, and I've wondered for a long time, like, I feel like the Mickey character that we'd see in parks for as long as I've been alive hasn't changed as much. Kind of like how you look at cars from like the 80s and the huge difference between now the cars from the 90s look exactly like the cars on the road today. I feel it's the same way with Mickey Mouse. So I wondered what the next evolution was going to be, and I wouldn't have predicted this, but I'm okay with it.
I like any change. It really struck me when they came up with this new design, but it's definitely grown on me. I'm a big fan of the look of this Mickey Mouse. All right. We are just waiting for Jeremiah now. And we
You want to do this today in Disney? Have you done that?
Oh my goodness, you're so good at this. So much better than me. All right. Today in Disney history, we have several things. In 2013, Michael Colglazer, who you can see here at the Lone Ranger World Premiere.
A film Disney wants you to forget for a number of reasons.
In 2013, he was named the president of the Disneyland Resort. He is now no longer the president of the Disneyland Resort, so we will not say happy anniversary to him. But that did happen on this day in 2013. In 2019, now this is a biggie. I'm just gonna show this with audio while we remember what happened on this stage, January 9th, 1999. I know some people still haven't stopped crying. Share this tab instead.
Step into the future in Epcot Center's newest adventure.
I don't think I've ever got to go on this. If I did, I have zero memory of it because I was too young.
Step into the future in Horizons.
One time for me.
Step into the future today.
It lived up to the hype. My first trip to Disney World, 97. It lived up to the hype more than Journey to Imagination, but
that video looked like a parody of itself.
That's the actual Step into Horizons commercial from the 80s, and that was actually put about Disney parks. Nice to see Disney, the official, this one really is official, the official Disney YouTube putting out a retro commercial. That's pretty cool. This day in 1992, Claude Coates, Disney legend Claude Coates, passed away. And if you want to learn more about this Disney legend, we invite you to check out the LP book club we did on his book, Claude Coates, Walt Disney's Imagineer, The Making of Disneyland, from Toad Hall to Haunted Mansion and beyond. So we did an LP book club with the author, which is really interesting. And it's on our YouTube, of course, and it's also going to be playing today on Laughing Place TV. If you are
Look at you. This is the kind of timeliness that you can expect from LPTV.
It is. All of these videos that I'm showing here on LPTV. We have a This Day in History segment now on LPTV. So yeah.
I don't know if you noticed, but you pointed out, you shared a video from 9 years ago. The archives go back even further than that. We've got lots of stuff over the years.
This here is an interview that actually Eckstein, you got me saying Steen now. Actually, Eckstein did with Tom Fitzgerald, who was one of the creators of the original Star Wars. This interview was done when the new Star Tours. This interview was done when the new Star Tours opened. But he has stories from the original. Disney Parks did this interview and put it out with Ashley Eckstein. And the reason we're showcasing it today is because on this day in 1987, Star Tours, the original, opened at Disneyland.
I was not even 1 year old yet.
Shut up. Still one of the major innovations in theme parks attractions. Star Tours, the first real simulator. And I watched, what did I watch? Was it put out by Disney? I think it was something put out by Disney back in the day about creating it. And one of the coolest fact I learned was that here. Well, you don't need to just see me. Let's watch Tom while I talk. The coolest fact I learned was, if you remember Star Tours, there's a point where you're like getting in the tractor beam. There's all this activity, and then you're in the tractor beam. That was my first of the day, so I think we're making progress. You're in the tractor beam, and just kind of nothing's really happening. But the mood is great, and the reason that happens is because it's hydraulic. And at some point, those hydraulics, the fluid just has to reset. And so they can't do constant motion for 5 minutes. And so that's what they came up with for that reset. And it turned out to be just one of the coolest moments in the attraction. You would never guess it wasn't purely story driven. So I wish I could remember. If my son's watching, he'll know exactly what that was because he's much better at this than I am.
It's also nice to have a break during those. That's why I like in the new version where you have like the transmission and stuff to break up those action scenes.
Yeah, for sure. But I wonder how they would have done it, if they still would have done it that way, if it wasn't necessitated by the hydraulic issue. So, and then this day, our final This Day in History today, 1977, there was a time when Super Bowl halftime shows featured things like the Mickey Mouse Club and not Jay-Z.
There was a time when the Super Bowl took place in early January.
Yeah, that's true. So this is from the Twitter page. I'm sorry, the YouTube page Ghost Republic. Obviously, this is a video probably owned by whatever network broadcast it that day. And the halftime show at Super Bowl 11.
Did they get the express written consent of ABC and the National Football League?
I think they said this is for either internet. Never mind. I don't know.
I know. I'm kidding.
A lot of websites.
Remember those old commercials, those old disclaimers or whatever, warnings.
So this was the Super Bowl 11. I believe it was held in Los Angeles, judging by these pictures. But it was between the Oakland Raiders of the time and the Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota's in the playoffs this year, so they could return. Oakland is not even in Oakland anymore. And it featured the Mickey Mouse Club. The halftime show was called Disney Presents It's a Small World with the Los Angeles Unified All-City Band. And there they are. But you can check out that video at Ghost Republic if you want to see what a halftime show nearly 50 years ago looked like. And you compare that to this year when we're probably going to get something a little bit more flashy.
It's Rihanna.
I'm pretty sure they mentioned that in Behind the Attraction on Disney Plus. Well, Tony Betty, you know where I saw it? On Behind the Attraction on Disney Plus. Thank you very much for reminding me. It's exactly where I saw it. All right, Kyle. Thanks for joining me this morning. Don't go anyone. Oh, yeah, everyone else, don't go.
Oh,
Kyle, everyone else, stay where you are. We are going to Jeremiah Good, who is waving his finger. I hope that's a good thing. Jeremiah, how you doing?
Happy January 9th from the Magic Kingdom.
So as we've been mentioning today is the first day of the off-season at the parks, the first day when the holidays are over, and you can tell by that big giant tree right in the center of your frame.
And the Christmas music playing, and yeah.
I love going to the park when the Christmas music starts sometime in early November, and then I'm like,
and
why is
sometime in late March. Yeah.
All right, Jeremiah, what's going on?
We're just walking and talking here at Magic Kingdom. I do have one question about your day in history that you just went over.
Yeah.
One of the things that you listed, you were talking about how the Super Bowl 11 was between Oakland and Minnesota.
Yeah.
And then you said that Oakland doesn't even exist anymore. Did something happen? Did an earthquake happen and just knock it off the map?
Oakland Raiders. Have moved to Las Vegas. The town, as I can attest, I'm very close to it. It's still perfectly intact.
Yes, and the Oakland Raiders now play in the every other day I can think of it, the Injustice Society's ship from the Justice League of America cartoon, just like this giant spaceship that landed.
Which stadium they don't play in SoFi, right?
No, they're in Vegas.
I know, and I can't remember what their stadium's called.
Again, it's this giant monstrosity. I would like to point out that Megan, the number one movie in the U.S., is taking place here at Magic Kingdom.
They play in Allegiant Stadium. It's not the number one movie. It's the number two movie, Jeremiah.
Wasn't it the number one movie of the weekend, just not number box office?
Avatar beat it.
Oh, hey, look.
Yeah.
Shall we
Avatar
follow?
beat it easily. Yeah, sure. Let's check them out. Avatar did 45 million. Megan did 30.
I'll go this way. They go that way.
We're here. Hi! Look at all these folks taking a break. Now, are you ready for the parade? That's it. Yeah, this is the parade. This is it. How do you like the parade? Special cuts. All right, now this is not the parade, huh? This is better than the parade. I'm gonna put that out. I won't say it. This is bold. Let's show them how much better it is. Okay. And see, it's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm walking right down the middle of Lake Street, USA. USA is far away. Just keep that big brass band. Living in a fantasy land. Walking right down the middle of Main Street. USA.
Okay, now we're going to do like they say. We're going to walk right down the middle of Main Street, USA. It was Legion of Doom, by the way. That's who I was trying to think of.
Okay.
If you go back and look at their the cartoon, the Legion of Doom flying ship, very much a Legion Stadium. And to I think it was Janine Plus Plus. This is actually kind of normal. They keep it up. If the holiday falls on a Sunday, they usually keep it up for almost 2 weeks after, because marathon and everything else. It's always this really weird schedule.
Wow, it's just, I mean, that's fine. It's really nice for people who aren't able to get there, because it's such a special time of year. If you can't get here any earlier, it's nice to be able to experience it.
Yes. No, it is very special. You know, as a local, as I'm sure you remember when you lived here, just you look forward to walking on that one day where there's no more Christmas or holiday decorations, and it's just, look, you're back to Main Street.
It used to be part of it used to be because it's a sign that the crowds are going away, but that's now a pipe dream.
Actually, the crowd should be starting to die down this week. We had the marathon, of course. Yesterday was the big one, as you can tell by some of the clankers walking around. But everything else, as this week goes, it'll start to slow. And then, of course, on Friday, we kick right back in with the Epcot Festival of the Arts, International Festival of the Arts.
Yes, it does, and we'll be covering that live on LPTV, of course, and really looking forward to that. Never an end to the activities.
Nope. Hey, look, we can get our season's greetings Christmas card for next year right here.
That song really gets caught in your head.
Yeah, it does. Back to this day in history, the Horizon's closing. I was actually in the parks just a short time before that attraction closed. And while it was a great attraction, it is definitely, if it wasn't still around today, it would be one of those ones that everybody's like, oh, that's the best attraction that I haven't gone on in years.
What's the best example of that now?
Oh, yes.
Carousel of Progress.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Country Bear Jamboree.
I think that one does okay because of the air conditioning.
Yeah, but it's, you know, it's just like the Country Bears at Disneyland, where everybody's like, how dare they remove the Country Bears? And I remember talking to people on, like, when it was closing, and asking, it's like, when was the last time you went and saw the Country Bears before they announced it was closing? And they're like, yeah. Go ahead.
I would say, you know what I'm really hoping right now? I am hoping we can get on the People Mover.
That's probably not going to happen.
The line, I'm looking at the line. If you get over there and it shows 15 minutes or less, I want to do the People Mover.
Well,
lack of response.
I will give you a heads up. My charger that I was charging my phone with gave me about 5% charge before it died. So my phone isn't greatly alive, but we should have some fun.
Okay, well, that's a good reason to beg off that.
And I also am trying to end this over at Splash Mountain so I can start my 5 or so final rides on the attraction with videoing it.
What's the date on that one?
January 22nd is the last day of operations, even though it says it closes on the 23rd. It is closed on the 23rd.
Heather Sue would like you to hop on the train so we can see Tron. I wish we could. I don't think we're going to get to do that today.
I was going to make a joke about the Tomorrowland train station. Oh, and People Mover just stopped, so...
Out to get me.
No, but we will definitely do People Mover. Probably next visit to the Magic Kingdom will take care of that. Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger spin with a 45-minute wait.
The wait is still there.
Yep. I was expecting it to have died down today, but it definitely has not started. Here is a useless piece of information, though. They're replacing some of the concrete in Tomorrowland.
That's not useless. That's big news.
When it's only one piece. It could be that's the only piece they're replacing. See, this is what concerns me the most. Look at all these strollers in between the People Mover and Carousel of Progress. By the way, hang on. Let's take a look at this.
This People Mover queue?
I don't even see the end of the line for this. Oh, there it is. Way down there.
Okay,
wow.
We will not do People Mover today.
Wow. And go in. What is this? The Safari at Animal Kingdom?
Yeah, our last trip to Animal Kingdom had quite the line. We had to go hunting for the end of it. That was just Friday.
Yeah. And for, I believe it was Heather that requested the look at Tron, I will cover as many angles as I can. I know we're getting closer and closer. I have heard that the opening crew for Tron Light Cycle / Run should start training sometime within the next few weeks. So
Donna would like to see the People Mover come back to Disneyland. Remember when we thought that was going to be announced at D23 Expo?
Nope.
Okay. Jeremiah showing he's better than the rest of us?
No, the People Mover, if it comes back to Disneyland, has to be completely rebuilt and redone. So, at this point, let's just try to get a Tomorrowland that isn't just one attraction.
Hey, they're doing some work on the power company over there. Probably to help power Tron.
They cut down the walls, moved them back. They've actually lowered the walls so you can actually see some more, because this will be the main walkway over from Tomorrowland, which is still way too small. And again, if we had the zoom, I would zoom in. You can kind of see some of the construction workers, including that brown helmet is always the Imagineer. Looking at the planters, one of the Light Cycle trains just went past. So,
do you expect Tron will have a virtual queue?
I'm sure. I would be surprised if, this really is the first attraction that was, I guess it wasn't completely built, but the main part of the queue and stuff was built during and post-COVID. So who knows what we'll be looking at this point. Yeah, it looks like everything here is pretty busy. Looks like a normal Saturday during the off season right now. So,
if anyone out there has anything you want to see in Magic Kingdom, we'll do our best to accommodate. Just let us know. And we can go inside Star Trader, see what the merch looks like in there today.
We sure can.
Haunted Mansion is down.
That doesn't help.
Right.
Wow. Just looking at the crowds in front of me and between the restroom and the Merchants of Venus sitting area. It's a busy day here at the Magic Kingdom. What is the queue for Seven Dwarfs Mine Train?
Maybe they're all watching Push. I'm seeing Mine Train at 105 minutes. And Lightning Lanes, only $10, but sold out. But only $10.
Yeah. What is the Genie Plus still available, or is that sold out also?
I don't know if it's still available, but I just don't know. But none of the times are sold out, so I would bet it is.
So nothing says Tomorrowland like Bambi merchandise.
But I do like this Bambi line. It's very cute. It's like 8-bit Bambi.
It is very cute. Today, actually, when I was at... Sorry, this is just a weird one.
I agree.
When I was at Disney Springs, there is a new Winnie the Pooh line out that is very cute. But again, I love that they're focusing on the old characters again and bringing them back in new lines. And then, of course, Disney 100 merchandise has taken over World of Disney.
Are you a fan of the Disney 100 merchandise?
I am. There's some beautiful stuff in there. They actually had the high price or the high ticket price tiers on display. I think there were 129, and I like them. Like, I don't think that will be one of my souvenirs coming out of the 100, but they are definitely much better looking than. Remember when they first appeared and everybody made the joke about the design? But they look really nice in person.
Yes, Donna, the line for the women's restroom was huge. But,
yes,
there are other ones in the area. You don't have to wait at that one. For some reason, that restroom always has a huge line compared to other ones.
Whenever I'm at Disney Springs and I'm coming out of World of Disney, that very awkward bathroom that's part of World of Disney?
Yes.
That always has a line, and there's a giant sign right next to it that says, there's additional restrooms just down the walkway. I tell the people in the line for the women's restroom, like, it would probably be quicker just to walk down there than it is to wait in this line. And then they kind of look at me, they look at the sign, and then they stay in line. Which I understand. When somebody weird tells me, hey, if you got to go this way.
Oh, not just somebody weird, Jeremiah.
I know.
Yeah, we are over in Fantasyland now, right?
Yes, we are heading. I don't know when the crossover in between Fantasyland and Storybook Circus is. And we have Seven Dwarfs Mine Train to our right and the Dueling Dumbos to our left. Flip that.
Strike that. Reverse it. Remember, Jeremiah, hold your hand up, make an L. Well done. Well done.
Well, I can't hold on my other hand to make an L. I mean, I guess I could, but the camera would just go boom. Okay, Storybook Circus time.
It is packed.
Yep. And
But
it's
the weather's
actually,
nice, eh?
I was about to say, this morning when I headed out to Disney Springs, it said it was 59 degrees, and I put on jeans just to be safe. And now I'm glad that I changed into my shorts because it's a little warm.
It is always safe to wear shorts at Disney.
Come hop in your time machine and go back about 2 weeks when they sold out of sweatshirts because nobody expected it. It was like the Spanish Inquisition.
Nobody. Shoot, what's the line?
Nobody
ever expects the Spanish Inquisition.
Exactly. Again, people either people are going, "Oh, that's so funny," or they're like, Wow,
Yeah,
these two are just
idiots.
well. That's both. It is correct. Holy macanoli!
Oh my. Is this Barnstormer or is this vloggers trying to get a look at Tron?
This is Barnstormer. 35 minutes. Tron. Train has a train departs every 7 minutes. And that probably 2 trains worth down there. Remember when we first started Walk and Talks, when this was barely a building in the track? Now we're
Yeah.
almost there.
Oh man, I can't believe how close we are to this thing opening. I'm so excited.
I know. This is, I've said it many times. I loved being here for Pandora. Star Wars Galaxy's Edge was definitely a highlight, but they've removed the wall. So we don't know what the walkway is going to look like.
Breaking news.
Well, not taking pictures over the...
No. Broken Jeremiah apparently is in line for Casey Jr. at Disneyland, which is essentially like Tron Light Cycle 1.0.
Sure.
There she is. You can see the tunnel where the train goes in, so the guests will walk that walkway where people are walking. Is that outside the attraction?
Yep. And then to the right is the walkway. The old Tomorrowland to Fantasyland walkway, and then the entrance ramp will be closer. Well, it's on the other side, and you come up, and then looks like they've added signs. And I was completely wrong. The building I thought was not going to be a restroom. It's a restroom.
That is the definition of completely wrong.
Yep. Here comes another train. Oh, wait, that's just Barnstormer. We should be getting some more light cycles any second now, though.
Okay, well, let's wait for that.
Here we go. Oh, so excited.
And that's it, right? That's the whole ride, just that big loop?
Yes, that's it. It just goes boom, boom, and you're done.
That is not the whole ride. But it is a pretty short ride, isn't it?
There's some interior. I don't know how long the exact time is. I want to say it's probably about 2 minutes, maybe 2.5. I know if you head on to YouTube and look up just Tron Light Cycle / Power Run, there were definitely people that got some videos of it from Shanghai. And this is, as far as I know, an exact clone of Shanghai from on the inside, with the exception of the queue probably not speaking Mandarin or Cantonese.
Probably.
I mean, it could.
User. Google says it's a 2-minute long attraction. Is that true?
This is enjoyable. You can just watch this guy get squirted, not knowing where he... Oh. I probably shouldn't stand here myself.
Yeah, 2 minutes. That's pretty short.
Okay, remember all those times you wanted me to walk through the splash zone? Yep, I did that for you.
Fun fact, pan right a little bit so we can see Casey Jr. himself. Or don't. Fun fact, when this first opened with Storybook Circus, there was no railing around Casey Jr. there. And to everyone's surprise, kids climbed on him. So they added the
No.
That's the end of my fun fact, and I have declared it fun.
Still Gideon's favorite part of the park?
No. Gideon does not like to get wet. My kid's a little persnickety.
I today my plan was to ride Splash Mountain. I was hoping that it was going to be shorter wait times, not thinking, hey, I could look on laughingplace.com for the wait times. And I actually wore flip-flops and shorts to the park to ride and get wet multiple times.
So your goal is to chronicle this?
Yes, I know that we have videos up of it, but I figure over the next week or so I can ride it. I can knock it out a few times and get some good videos. Hopefully get the elusive hopping Brea rabbit. Okay, you want to guess what this is, Doobie?
Is this Little Mermaid?
Yeah.
Wow. Got some breaking news, Jeremiah. Actual breaking news. Would you like to hear it?
Yes.
This is from Aspire Bakeries. After 34 years at our flagship location on La Brea Avenue in Los Angeles and more than 2 decades in downtown Disney Anaheim, Aspire Bakeries have made the difficult decision to permanently close La Brea Bakery. La Brea Bakery, one of the original downtown Disney locations in Anaheim, is no longer open.
So that is all La Brea Bakeries?
The press release would seem to indicate it, but when you go to their website showing locations, it still shows they have 3 airport locations and a convention center location. So I'm guessing they only have 2 standalone locations, I think, and those are both closing, it seems. The cafes are closing, yes. So that's what I'm seeing from this.
I know that I have visited one of their airport locations, so I'm not heartbroken because that's a good place to get it. I am heartbroken that I love going to La Brea Bakery for breakfast or just grabbing something in the afternoon.
Yeah, reading on, it says the franchise La Brea Bakery kiosks in Reno and JFK will remain open. So the cafes are closing, but the Take and Bakes, their grocery store, and other restaurant locations that serve artists. Okay, so just the 2 cafes are closing, including downtown Disney.
Yeah, for us, it is definitely the downtown Disney is the biggest news for that.
Yeah, I mean, that is, it's the location right next to, it's the closest anything to the actual parks. It is just right outside the front gate of Disney California Adventure. So you could come off the tram and you're looking right at La Brea Bakery. It's been there since day one. Downtown Disney opened January 12th, 2001. It's been there. And as of this morning, our tip off to this was a tweet, which referenced an Instagram story showing it was closed. And we did some research and it is closed as of this morning. No pre-announcement or anything. That's it.
So next year on this day in history.
Yes, Jeremiah. Next year on this day in history.
Nobody will care about Horizons or any of that other stuff, the Super Bowl halftime show. It'll all be about La Brea Bakery closing.
It'll be yesterday. We care about the day it closed, not the first day it's not open. So we'll go with yesterday. We won't have to compete with Horizons.
But wait, are we going to consider the 22nd Splash Mountain's closing date or the 20th? Never mind.
22nd. They should. That's the date they should give out. They should not give the date. Anyway, we're not going down this rabbit hole again.
I know. It's always been like that. I can remember going back years and years to Disneyland stuff where it closes on this day. No, it's closed on that day. It closes on this day. So Be Our Guest has quite a crowd out front waiting for their reservation time. Looks like Belle is meeting in her chateau with quite a long line back there.
But Enchanted Tales with Belle has never reopened, right?
It has not.
That is so odd. I mean, is that just a gone attraction, you think?
I don't know. That's, there are a couple of things that are still, this and Voyage Little Mermaid, Little Mermaid show and Disney's Hollywood Studios, I think, are the two that are the odd ones, because this one was popular and great for the kids, and same with Mermaid. I know Mermaid, that's quite a large cast. This would be 3 cast members, Princess Belle, and whoever else wanted to volunteer to be the wardrobe.
And the one in Hollywood Studios, Mermaid, I mean, that's been around for a long, long time. I could see them just saying, okay, it's run its course. But Enchanted Tale with Belle was part of the new Tomorrowland, New Fantasyland, which isn't so new anymore, but still, it's one of the 3 newest attractions in Fantasyland. So I'm surprised if they don't bring it back. And it's just delightful.
I'm surprised that we haven't heard anything about Mermaid. I feel like Disney's just kind of taking that, hey, if we don't say anything, nobody will notice it attitude with it, much like they did with Carousel of Progress and America Sings, where it's just sat there empty for so long, everybody just went, oh yeah, that's just a building that we don't know what it is.
And I mean, it not only matters for fans of it, but this is how, we lament the reservation system. This is how Disney determines the capacity of the park. The number of attractions that are open is a factor. People are in line for Enchanted Tale with Belle. People are experiencing it. It makes for a larger capacity. It makes it a little easier to get reservations. So even if you don't want to ride it, it still affects you.
Speaking of lines that make no sense, this is for PhotoPass for the Sword and the Stone.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, it's a cute PhotoPass, and the sword seems to be, she is the king of the land.
Can you do a quick poll of the people in queue and see if any of them have even heard of Sword in the Stone?
No.
The movie?
I am going to judge books by their cover. Judging by the people that are in line, I would say maybe the guy that's in the orange hat on the other side of the photographer and his wife may have seen it. The hipsters behind them,
all right, let's
probably
move on,
have
Jeremiah.
Heard of it.
Let's move on, Jeremiah. Tony Betty says, regarding Mermaid, I think he's being serious here. Do we think they're just maybe waiting or reworking it, considering there is a modern retelling set to release quite soon? No. I mean, that's a reasonable thing, and I could be wrong, but I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think possibly at Destination D, since they always love to announce new and exciting things coming, maybe we could hear something about that area. But then again, we've had a D23 since then, and we didn't hear anything.
I more think, Tony, that the fact that they're releasing a Little Mermaid this year adds to the possibility they are not going to reopen it because of that expectation.
Yeah.
That it will be the new story. Pure speculation. We have gone from New Fantasyland to Old Fantasyland,
which surprisingly I can walk through without any difficulty right now, which is very rare. This is usually the biggest bottleneck in the park.
That's true. This is usually a huge bottleneck, and it's quite comfortable. And everything's open. Well, Mansion's not open. That might play a factor.
Whew. Peter Pan with a 100-minute wait. So let's do a little poll for all of our viewers. Would you rather wait 100 minutes for Peter Pan or 105 minutes for Seven Dwarfs Mine Train?
We have one poll taker so far that says 105 for Mine Train. That was written by Laughing Place.
Well, it's good the website chose that one. Yeah, that's
one of my favorite podcasts, a movie podcast. There's a segment at the end of each year, movies you just didn't get, that are like universally loved that just didn't click with you. That's Peter Pan's Flight for me. Why anyone would wait almost 2 hours. I'm glad they do. I'm glad they love it that much. I can't comprehend. Donna agrees. No. Mine Train.
I avoided saying this earlier when we were talking about Horizon and that kind of stuff. It is just the nostalgia, the hey, this is the best thing in the world. and it's like Dole Whip or churros. They aren't the greatest things, but because everybody talks about them, everybody has to do it.
Dole Whips are the greatest things, for the record.
I saw a fun Instagram reel today that was talking about Dole Whip, and they're like, Dole Whip wasn't even part of Disneyland when it opened. I'm like, yeah, it didn't come until the 80s. Haunted Mansion is closed, and not only is it closed, the queue is empty. I can't tell you the last time I saw this completely empty. Of course, the gates are still open to let the ghosts in.
I saw a tweet early this morning, showing it was closed, so I think it's been closed for much of the day. And right now, Haunted Mansion Holiday is still playing in California, which means there is no Haunted Mansion available right now in the United States.
And I think Tokyo had already taken down a Haunted Mansion Holiday.
Holiday gets three extra weeks in California.
So Small World will open for Disney's 100th, but Haunted Mansion will not.
I still know what time it is.
Yes, that is accurate. Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, February 1st on Disney Plus, February 7th on media you can purchase and hug.
Wait. Wakanda Forever is taking over It's a Small World?
Yes. No. And I will finally get to see it, but I'm not sure. I may wait until I go on my next cruise and see if it's playing in one of the cinemas there.
When you're mid-February, right?
Late February.
Yeah.
They have two movie theaters they have to fill.
Go back and look at my photos of both of those movie theaters, and your thought process on Disney Cruise Line movie theaters versus the Wish's thought process on Disney Cruise Line movie theaters, vastly different.
I would rather have the old theaters. I like going to a theater. These are like really nice home theaters. Really nice, don't get me wrong, but so small.
Oh, they are. Like, I can remember walking in there just going, this is, when movie releases, because I did, I can't think of the movie that I saw on one of my last cruises, not The Wish, but it was one of those big premieres, and I can remember, the theater was packed because everybody was in there, and it was so packed they used the secondary theater for it. We were in the Broadway style theater, and then the Buena Vista theater, both were completely full.
That's awesome. That's fun.
Yeah. Of course, the Broadway style theater, though, was having difficulties with the film and didn't start for like 2 hours after.
And I'm sure they'll still use the Walt Disney Theater for huge things. But yeah, the movie theaters are small. People are waiting for the Festival of Fantasy Parade, which is going to be starting in just about 20 minutes. That's why the parade route was nice and clear there for us. Jeremiah, you're going to take the fun way to Haunted Mansion, to Splash Mountain, right? Right along the river?
Well, no, I'm going to go through Adventureland so we can see everything, so I can end up over there.
Makes sense. Again, you are watching a Laughing Place Walk and Talk, part of the Laughing Place TV, and this morning's news update. Jeremiah is at the Magic Kingdom live.
Of course. The water is very still. The piranhas seem to have swam away. They are celebrating Piranha outside of Adventureland.
Does Walt Disney World have Piranha in the Jungle Cruise?
They do not. But they do have the Ziploc sacks to keep your stuff dry from the backside of water.
That is one of the funny things.
No, but they have added, in the last year, they added the bullet shots and the explosions in the gorilla camp area. So who knows if piranhas could end up in the Jungle Cruise sometime. The Jungle Cruise has gotten some just random love, which is always nice for one of the classic attractions.
It is classic, and its queue is always quite large too. Right now, it is about 75 minutes, I believe. Is it still the Jingle Cruise? It is.
I thought Jingle Cruise was supposed to end today.
All right, now I'm curious to know.
Well, tonight is also the first after hours event. So that's always interesting to see.
Let me know if it's Jingle or Jungle when you don't have to do it now necessarily. But.
Oh no, we're gonna walk over that way.
Okay. Oh.
Yes, wave hi to the treehouse.
It's not even hot today.
I would show you my feet, except the whiteness of them would blind all of our viewers. Flip-flops and the treehouse do not go together. I promise, Doobie. I promise. With my hand to Walt, next time we do a walk and talk, I will walk the treehouse.
Thank you. From the Magic Kingdom, I assume.
Yes, I mean, if I'm doing a walk and talk in Disneyland and the Adventureland treehouse, oh man, that was a good one. Like, got these girls like no clue what was going on. No, it is Jungle Cruise. The sign is down outside. Let's walk down and see what it looks like.
All right. So.
It looks like most of the decorations are removed. But yeah, the line is 75 minutes. So the Jungle Cruise has returned to Adventureland, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you for that information.
Adventureland is back to non-holiday version. I don't know. No Enchanted Tiki Room featuring Santa Stitch either. But we definitely found where the crowds are.
Mickey B says, this is the off season, and Tim says, yeah, school just started back up too. Why so crowded? This is not your father's Disney World.
Nope, there isn't really an off season. You get a week in September usually, and then a week here, and that week will probably be next week because this is post-marathon and post-holiday. But again, because the holiday fell on the weekend, last week was a full holiday version. This is starting to slow down. So.
Yep. This is the way it is pretty much all year long at both Disneyland and Disney World now, which is the way Disney likes it. And a part of that's why dynamic pricing exists. It's more expensive in the busy times to entice people to come in the slower times, which is not slow, but at least it evens things out.
Well, I just saw this morning that they are, and it is a 45-minute wait for Pirates of the Caribbean, and this backup over here is for the Lightning Lane entrance. Disney World is introducing the Florida special ticket, which is for Florida residents, a special rate to encourage them to come. It's usually like a 3-day for $75, $80.
Yes, it's the weekday ticket. I assume that's the one you're referring to as the weekday ticket.
I'm not sure. I only saw a brief information about it.
Yeah, it's the Florida resident weekday ticket, and you can get a 4-day ticket for $215, which for 4 days works out only $215 divided by 4, $53 a day. And of course, it's only valid Monday through Friday. But if you're okay with that, with some blackout days, but if you're okay with that, it's hard to find a less expensive way to visit the Disney parks.
Yeah, and those are usually through President's Day weekend.
That's really inexpensive. So, one more reason for you to move to Florida.
Yes, and bring your cold weather with
you. No. Back over to Splash Mountain.
Just a few short days left. I mean, this is not the original Splash Mountain, but as somebody who waited many, many, many days, many times for the original Splash Mountain, this one I would say is superior.
I would agree with you. Do you plan to be here on the final day?
I will probably come in on the final day. I do not think that I'll be here until, the final ride, because I've gotten way past the I have to do the final ride thing, especially because I saw photos of animal actors and the special effects show at Universal Hollywood, because yesterday was their final day.
Right.
And the crowds out there. And I've done it for some attractions. And if I lived in California, I would probably do it for Splash out there, just because that one holds a place in my heart. I'll come on the final day, get that special merchandise that they put out. Oh, wait, never mind. Big Thunder is closed. Actually, Big Thunder is closed for some refurbishment, because that is not just a temporary wall.
Yeah, it is down for refurbishment. You are correct.
There is a mountain goat infestation, as it says. So let's walk down and just look at the line for Splash Mountain, because it is a warmer day. I see that it's a 60-minute wait for a standby. Lightning Lane is backed up. The train also just came in, and the line for the train looks like it goes into the Laughing Place, not our website. Although we should license that too. Have a nice QR code, maybe. While you're in line, check out the Laughing Place. But yeah, this is the line for the train here in the Frontierland station, which does in fact go back into the Laughing Place area. I think I'm going to wait to do my Splash Mountain ride until maybe tomorrow, the next day.
Jeremiah, so wimpy.
This is quite the line over here. But we will just stand here for a little bit and let Doobie talk, and then we will wrap everything up.
Okay, give me just 1 second. Why don't you talk for just a moment? That's something I'm doing on this end.
Oh, sure. So looking at the queue, for those of you who have not waited in this extended queue, all the birdhouses have different versions of songs that were done by different animals. It used to be more prominent back in the day when it wasn't as busy, and the queue was actually smaller. They've expanded it quite a bit over the years, which will be a good idea for when it becomes Tiana's Bayou Blast. Not the name. I can't think of it off the top of my head.
Bayou Adventure.
Bayou Adventure. Although I do like Bayou Blast more. That sounds like it could be fun. We add some water cannons on there. We're good. But yeah, the tree houses looks like they've kind of pulled some of them back. But they used to be all the different speakers along the queue, and you could hear different songs and the animals talking at times. So it was always lots of fun.
Tony thinks perhaps Big Thunder is close because they are assessing what's beyond that mountain. Jeremiah, thank you for taking us around Magic Kingdom today. Appreciate it very, very much. Don't go away anywhere. Don't go away, folks. You can go away, Jeremiah. Give your goodbye, but everyone else stick around. We're not quite done yet.
Goodbye to everyone else.
Bye, Jerem. Back here with Doobie. A couple quick items that came up during that I just wanted to give a mention to. You're watching LPTV Morning Disney News Update. We mentioned that La Brea Bakery is going to be closing at is already closed at Downtown Disney. Apparently its last day of operation was yesterday, even though there wasn't any warning. Press release has been put out by Aspire Bakeries, which owns La Brea Bakery, showing that they have closed their location in Los Angeles and Downtown Disney. They've been in Downtown Disney for 22 years. Wow, just short of their, because Downtown Disney officially opened on January 12th, 2001. So it was soft opening before that. So yeah, just short of their official opening. And their flagship location in Los Angeles, 34 years, and they have made the decision to close La Brea Bakery cafes. So shocking news, no warning, just completely shocking. Even if you don't go there, you know there, because it's the place you see as soon as you get off the tram. It's right next to the entrance to the DCA. You can't miss it if you go to the parks, even if you're not interested in Downtown Disney, and it is closed. And the other news that came not too long before we went on the air today is that Bob Iger has sent an email to the cast, welcoming them to the new year, talking about some of the exciting stuff coming up with Disney 100. But the big thing in there is that he is calling workers back to the office. People who are considered the hybrid workers are now being asked to come in 4 days a week, which essentially means come back to work. And so the program, which I believe was started as a part of the COVID protocols and is ending in various ways with various companies around the country, is now pretty much coming to an end at the Walt Disney Company in a email sent out by Bob Iger just this morning. Let's see, Black Panther coming out on February 1 on Disney Plus. Ant-Man trailer, new Ant-Man Quantumania trailer coming out tonight during the College Football Playoff National Championship, and they released a new poster this morning. I'll show you that real quick, just recapping some of this morning's news. The new Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania poster, and there will be a new trailer tonight during the big football championship. Run Disney just finished their 4 races this weekend, and now lots of them are headed off to a cruise. So they're going to do the Castaway Key Challenge there. And so we showed a tweet of the cruise, Port Canaveral, looking pretty busy as they're off on a full cruise with a lot of Run Disney people and non-Run Disney people, of course. The first Pixar at Day cruises have begun. And this was my favorite tweet I saw this morning on that. Isn't that adorable? Even though Kyle bursted my bubble by saying that might be the simplest towel animal ever. But simple does not mean unimpressive. So loving the Wally towel animal there during Pixar Day at Sea. Invite you to stay tuned all day on Laughing Place TV. laughingplace.com/TV. We'll be covering Disney news as it happens all day, as well as other fun stuff. Theme today, we have a lot of This Day in History videos today. January 9th was a big day with the closure of Horizons. Claude Coates, Disney legend, passed away. The opening of Star Tours at Disneyland. So we've got videos for all of these that we're showcasing today on Laughing Place TV. And we'll be back live at 4 p.m. for the 4 p.m. Pacific for Disney Parks Talk Live with Jeremiah and Mike Celestino. Mike got to preview Nintendo at Universal Studios Hollywood, and we're really looking forward to talking to him about what it was like to walk through there and get his impressions of the new Nintendo World at Universal Studios Hollywood, his firsthand impressions. So that's 4 p.m. Pacific this evening. And then later on this evening, once that new Quantumania commercial premieres during the football game, our Marvel Mac is going to go live and do a breakdown and talk about some of the cool stuff in there. So this is why you want to stay tuned to Laughing Place TV all day, all night, and enjoy all the fun Disney content. My name is Doobie Mosley, and I will see you today at 4. Bye-bye. Boop, boop, boop.